I'm back again with another speed drawing video vlog thing. This comic is kind of short, so you probably are thinking I won't talk that much, but you'd be wrong. I'm going to spend a good portion of this video not talking about this drawing, and instead talk about whatever I feel like. So me and Jaiden Animations made a video about us talking about what it's like to live in Arizona because we both live there. So yeah, stop what you're doing right now and go watch that. What are you still doing here? Go, go, go! I didn't want to bring this up to Jaiden, but there were a couple of comments on that video that said, I ship it. But guys, you're all forgetting something. What would our shipping names be? Because if you put our names together, it's still James and Jaiden. Okay, this is getting pretty awkward. Something that's been on my mind recently, there's this picture floating around on the internet, and it's a picture of the inside of a book called Jokes for Minecrafters. Now, I'm someone who hasn't played Minecraft in a couple of years, but I think I've seen enough Captain Sparkles to know the gist of this game, Minecraft. Now, this picture is just showing one page of the joke book, but the jokes, I wouldn't count them as jokes. Two of them have the exact same punchline, and I would argue that all the other jokes on the page have the same punchline too. Did you hear about the player who walked in on 2 creepers? And also, did you hear about the player who tried to farm in the Nether? Both quote-unquote jokes have the same punchline. He was destroyed. If you don't play Minecraft and you don't get that joke, that's okay. I don't get them either. And they're right next to each other in the book, too. Couldn't the authors have at least put one buffer joke in between them? Hey, did you hear about the player who tried to put a saddle on a creeper? He went boom. Hey, did you hear about the player who thought he could fly? He couldn't. Like, those aren't jokes. You can't just be like, hey, did you hear about the guy who was hit by a train? He died. Play the laugh track. Granted, this is only one page of the book we're seeing, so maybe this was just a weak page, or maybe this was the anti-joke section because, oh geez. So why am I bringing this up? I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it. So I'm finally getting around to making the vegan video. I forgot where I mentioned it. I think it was in the last speed drawing video actually, but I said that I did a 7-day vegan challenge and I was going to make a video about it. And for some reason, I just couldn't write a script that I like for it. And my mom just found my Garfield comics and I wanted to do a video about those, so I put off the vegan one, but it's okay. I have a script for it now and I'm already working on it. We're going to try and get it finished before VidCon. Another thing I want to talk about is that I'm getting a bunch of Garfield related fan art. If you told me when I was a little kid that one day hundreds of thousands of people would see my crappy Garfield comic and some would even redraw it, I would probably think that would be really cool, as I think the exact same now. In fact, I have gotten so much fan art that I've decided to start printing some of them out and putting them on a bulletin board so I can look at it and feel more motivated. I'm actually stealing that idea from I Hate Everything, but I really like that idea. I'm right now in the process of printing them out and putting them up. Here, I'll put up a picture of the board and what I have now. Yeah, so now if I'm ever feeling sad or unmotivated, I can just look at the board and not feel as sad or as unmotivated. You know, some people have asked me to make a Garfield Part 3, but I didn't make a third Garfield comic. I only made those 2. Part of the joke with the Garfield comics is that I made them when I was super young and they weren't that funny. I mean, they're a little funny. So no, I'm probably not going to make a Garfield Part 3 because it's all done. It's over. Go home. Okay, so finally, let's talk about this comic I'm making about sunburns. I thought it was funny, I liked it, and just today, it was featured on iFunny. So someone out there liked it too. Some people commented and said, we don't say burn anymore, we say roasted. And that made me feel pretty old. Some people ask me where I get inspiration, and there's not really a definite answer to that. I get inspiration from all over the place, but I will tell you a technique that helps. This is my patented technique. Okay, so what you do is you get a notebook and you just write in it until ideas come. Write about how your day was, write about what your favorite animal is, anything. Sometimes I spend hours just doing the notebook technique and I still get nothing. So even someone as talented as me, I still have trouble getting ideas. What am I talking about? Another thing I want to talk about that is sort of comic related is that some people ask for permission for the weirdest things that don't need to be asked for permission for. I'm fine if you post my comics on some other 9gag website just as long as you credit me. I'm totally fine with that. You know, Grade A Under A got popular because someone posted his video on Reddit. Just as long as you credit me, I'm totally fine with that. The more people who see my stuff, the better. I had one person ask if it was okay for them to print out my comics and show it to their friend who didn't have the internet. Why would I care if you did that? But I told him, no, they're my comics. You can't print them out and show them to other people. I'm just kidding. Okay, so one more thing. I got an email of someone asking if they could post my comics on their Snapchat, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, just credit me. And I completely forgot about it, and the next thing I knew, people were tweeting to me that the Cosmopolitan Snapchat had Snapchatted one of my comics. They were the ones who emailed me. I really need to read them more carefully. Okay, so the speed drawing video was wrapping up. I think I only spent like 10 seconds actually talking about this comic. If you noticed, the sun had sort of an angry look, but then I thought, no, he should be happy making fun of that person. So I literally just turned his frown upside down, and that was made into the final version. So thanks for watching.